traffic.
Danny, I can't. I have to work.
Hey, Danny!
Tomorrow's Grandparents' Day. You promised you'd do it. Not. Leave me alone. Ow!
Hey! What's going on?
Get out of here!
Now stop it, both of you. Now what's the matter with you guys? You're friends. You fight with enemies, not with friends. Now, Billy, you go back to your job. And Danny, you come here with me.
Grandpa, he started it. Did not.
He started it, huh? What was that fight all about?
Nothing.
Nothing. Hey, let me take a look at that hand. Ooh. Can't pitch Saturday with a sliver. Unless you're figuring on scuffing up the ball, huh? Come on. I'll ride you back and we'll take care of that hand. All right, sourpuss. Why do elephants need trunks?
Because they don't have glove compartments.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Dishes.
This is who?
This is the FBI. Open up.
Here we come, Uncle T. Whee! Thanks for the lift, Grandpa.
You're welcome. Now, you take care of this, and I'll take care of you.
You two are going to end up in the vegetables one of these days. He's too big to ride that way.
He's 9 years old today.
Well, I remembered.
Yeah, but do you remember where you hid the drawing set? I know you moved it. You're always changing things around.
Oh, baloney. I had to make room for your ugly cups. Without the tourists, we'll be lucky if we can give them away.
They're beautiful.
Mom's blankets aren't selling either. Grandpa, why'd you make all the deliveries? That's my job.
Not today.
Today, your job is being Mr. Birthday. Happy birthday, Picasso.
Thanks, Uncle T.
Very good. Yeah, I forgot my glasses. What color is it?
Orange.
Look, Grandpa.
Oh, sure. He'll be wanting you to make store signs now.
Someone's got to work around here. I'm retiring one of these days.
Yeah, and I'm going to take up ballet dancing.
You crazy old man. Oh, Mrs. McPherson. The wool you ordered came in yesterday.
Am I going to have a cake this year?
Right over here.
Now, why the heck wouldn't you?
Because Grandma Mary made all my cakes.
Yeah. I happen to know for sure you're going to have a fine cake.
What did God need Grandma for? Why'd he take her away?
She was all done living.
You won't die, will you, Grandpa?
Me? Not anytime soon. Hey, quit stalling. Give me that hand.
Is it gonna hurt?
Would I ever hurt you? Ah, there's your problem. Pretty deep, too. Here, this will help draw it out. Come on now, it doesn't hurt. Yeah, get you ready to pitch for that game Saturday, huh?
Mom! Mom! Hi, Mom.
Hey, birthday boy. You hungry?
Yeah.
Good. Your grandpa's gonna arrive soon and we have to go get your dad. You know what Boggy's working?
Bigfoot.
Now, how'd you get to be 9? A minute ago, you were my baby. You can't be 9.
Yes, I can. And then I'm going to be 10, and then 11, and then
13.
Well, you can't play in my league when you're 13, so I'll go back to being 12.
Goofball.
That's a terrible story. Well, I got to go to my grandson's birthday dinner. Pete, Jack, always a pleasure. Wait a minute, Mike. Sit down.
We need some advice.
Okay?
You know the election's coming up.
Yeah?
There's one slot open.
How do the other 4 stand?
2 for us growers, 2 for the developers. It's a swing vote that's coming up for grabs.
That's why this election is so important to us, Mike.
Yeah, the developers, they're building their houses so close to the bogs that the waste pollutes our water.
That's not fair.
As if paving over a bog to make a parking lot were the same thing as growing cranberries there.
We need some man that's gonna stand up for the growers.
Come on, Mike. You know everybody. Give us a name.
Well, I don't know much about politics, but it seems to me we don't want to be breaking things down into us and them. There's going to be a loser. You know, being married a long time, I learned to look for the middle ground. I think we need to find someone who doesn't have an argument with anybody.
Well,
Let me think about it.
Thanks, Mike.
yeah, thank you, Mike. Hey, tell Danny best wishes for a happy birthday.
Okay.
Did you get the what?
Oh, yeah, it's a beaut. I had to drive all the way to Harwich to get this.
You should have had me go.
Nah. I ordered it special. I wanted to thank the guy personally.
Danny's gonna love
Oh, I hope so. Where is he anyway? Why didn't he come up here with you?
Oh, your father got here just as we were going out the door. You know, he wanted Danny to stay with him.
Big surprise.
What?
Nothing.
So what did Pop have to say?
Well, he seems okay. Considering
Considering what?
that tomorrow it'll be a year since your mother died.
Well, Pop, you never know.
You never know what.
Never mind.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Hey, Denners! Hey, Pop. Patrick? Hey, how's my star pitcher doing, huh?
Never late for dinner.
You ready for the big game Saturday?
I will, Dad.
You bet.
I'm gonna check on dinner.
Okay.
Look what Grandpa gave me. He made this. It's the best present I ever got.
Well, you aren't finished yet.
Mighty late getting home, aren't you?
No, early. We're still wet picking. Here, hold it. Yeah. Yeah. Now maybe you'll be on time.
It's waterproof.
You know, I'm no expert, but the fellas tell me it's risky waiting so long to pick berries. Could freeze.
The longer you wait, the better the color. You get top dollar.
Yeah, but you could risk losing everything, no?
That's lucky you're no expert.
Can you take me fishing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Phone, kiddo. It's Billy. Don't be long. Dinner's ready, okay?
Hi, Billy. You mad? No, I'm not mad.
Dad, see these books I got Danny? Oh, that's no one of Patrick's. You think it's too simple?
No.
Dad, you gotta help me get Danny to read more. He still thinks it's sissy to read with his mom.
Give it up, Mayor. I mean, the kid'll never be a genius. He's a jock.
Oh, by the way, I need a half dozen more of your blankets down at the store.
Really? Come on, Dad. Tourist season's almost over.
Yeah, but winter's coming in. I don't want to be caught short.
What's this?
My birthday card to Danny.
Get well soon, you party animal.
Well, everybody sends birthday greetings. I like to be more interesting than the rest of you, huh? Hey, what does an old man have to do to get fed around here, huh? Yeah, congratulations, Mary. That was a great dinner.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, honey, it was terrific.
I love the ham.
I was gonna make pork chops.
Oh, just like Mary, always kidding me.
What's wrong with pork chops?
Ah, your mother's giving me the business. Forget it.
Go ahead, ask your grandpa.
Come on, Grandpa, tell me.
You know, Daddy, my folks came from Dublin, and they were dirt poor. For dinner, all my brothers and sisters would pass around a couple of potatoes. We'd pretend. The first bite, roast beef. The second, pudding.
Grandpa.
No, I'm not fooling. But one Christmas, the rich family my mother ironed shirts for gave us these pork chops.
Not turkey?
Well, they ate the turkey. So you see, this was the first meat we'd had in a long, long time. And oh, boy, I was a bad boy.
What'd you do?
I took the cod liver oil my mother was always pouring into us and put it on the chops so nobody else would want any.
Ugh.
I wasn't thinking how awful they taste to me. Well, my father made me eat every one with the whole family watching. Oh, I nearly died of shame. To this day, I can't look at pork chops without feeling sick. I learned the hard way. You pay for being selfish. Don't you forget that.
Happy birthday, Danny! Yay!
Happy birthday, Dad. Hey, Daddy boy! Happy birthday! Make a wish!
Please, tell me. How can you have any secrets from me? 15 years, and you just let me in this far. And wham, the old stone wall.
Leave it alone.
What is going on between you and Mike? What did he do that was so wrong? That's something I've never understood. When you're with Mike, it's like you're a whole different person. I've watched you, your face changes. Sometimes it feels like you're suffering.
He didn't keep his promises, okay?
Like what?
Meredith.
Why don't you talk about it? Maybe you'll feel better.
Oh, it sounds like little stuff, but when you're a kid,
It hurts.
yeah.
It hurts bad.
He never wanted to be around me. I'd want him to read to me, help me with my homework. He didn't have the time. Go ask your mother. I'd even go down to the store to help. You know, just to be around him. He'd send me out on deliveries.
You see how Dad is with Danny. I think he's trying to make it up to you.
Oh, yeah. So now he crowds me. He tries to compete with me. He acts like Danny is his kid. Let's go to sleep.
Good night, honey.
He never made me a fishing pole.
Danny, make me proud of you today, huh?
Hey, Danny. Grandpa, I'm supposed to park my bike by the cafeteria.
Okay.
See you inside. Hey, Billy. Did you do my art project? Yeah, I got it. Hope you like it.
You sure can draw. Whoa, that's great.
We're a team.
Yeah. I wrote the story, Danny, just the way you told it to me.
D-A.
Welcome to Grandparents' Day. Today, our fourth graders are going to demonstrate their reading and writing skills by sharing with us essays that they have written about their grandparents. So let's begin. Now, let's see. I'm going to need a volunteer. I have so many wonderful essays to choose from, I can't decide who to pick. Let's see. Oh, Danny, that's all right. You don't need to get the milk today. Our room mothers are going to bring it in with a snack. But it looks like I have my first volunteer.
Let's hear it for Danny Dunmore.
Good luck, Danny. My Grandpa by Danny Dunmore. My grandpa's family came over from Dunland.
That's Dublin.
Just kidding, Grandpa. Anyway, he had a lot of brothers and sisters, and they were so poor that they were pretending potatoes were roast beef. And one Christmas, the family that my grandpa's mother worked for gave them some pork chops. Isn't that strange? Pork chops, not turkey. Thanks for coming, Grandpa. I wish Grandma could have been here.
Danny, did you write an essay for class?
Yeah,
Why didn't you read what you wrote?
I did.
Yeah, but you wrote your paper. You wrote it before I told you the pork chop story.
I did it over
Wait,
before school. I got up early.
yeah, well, when I came over to pick you up this morning, you were still in bed. Remember, I had to blast you out.
Okay, Grandpa. I'll tell you. You know how you're always saying you're proud of me? Well, I wanted to do good when I got up in class. But I got scared. And your story was really funny. And I knew they'd like it better than mine. So that's why.
Well, when we get to the store, Thurgood and I sure would like to hear you read your story.
You don't believe me, do you? You don't think I wrote one. You're just like Dad. You think I'm dumb.
Danny! Danny!
Is that cat? Mr. O'Neill! Mr. O'Neill! Come on, I know you're out there somewhere. I'll eat it myself. Lousy cat. I'll trade you in for a dog.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. O'Neill. I didn't see you sitting there.
I didn't mean that. Yes. See, Mary? You were worried I couldn't get along without you, huh? Couldn't pay my bills. I'd get lost. You just rest easy, Mary. You're doing just fine. Doing just fine.
Give him some heat. There are three. Yes. How you doing, Pete?
Mike! Hi, Pete. That grandson of yours is one darn good ball player.
Yeah, that he is. We'll get something to eat. You want anything?
Hey, Mike, Jack and I, we want you to meet someone. Yeah, I want to take you out to lunch on Monday. So what say we whack up a bucket of steamers over at the captain's home?
Okay, good.
See you there. We got a new chef here. Whole new menu.
And what may I get for you gentlemen today?
I'll have the special.
Same for me.
How about you, Mike? You want the pork chops, too?
I bet the fish is great. I'll have the catch of the day.
Which one, sir?
Second thought, I want a salad.
Yo, you can't have just salad when we're buying. Come on, eat something.
Steamers?
Delivery didn't come in.
Steak.
Tuesdays. Today we have
Pork chops.
Well, I haven't eaten here since it's changed hands.
Hey, Pete.
Hey! Mike, this is Link Carlson.
How are you?
How you doing, Mike?
He's one of the head honchos over at the Growers Association.
Well, what's up?
We found somebody we'd like to get to run for that selectman seat. I don't need to tell you, it's a big honor.
That's what they call it when you work hard, but you don't get paid.
Well, lucky for us, the man we wanted back, he doesn't need the money. He owns his own business.
He's lived in Prideham practically his whole life.
Which is a real plus. When you're running the town, he knows how to get things done.
And he ain't in any camp. Everybody respects him, always asking him for advice.
We'll be willing to help him with the whole campaign. Putting up posters, working on speeches.
Of course, he'd be his own man. We're not saying otherwise.
And he's got some time on his hands right now.
Okay, so you want me to convince him, huh? I'll be glad to help you. Now, who you got? You.
Number 8, buoy. The fishermen sailed around the buoy in order to avoid the rocks. Buoy. Number 9, lighthouse. On top of the lighthouse, there is a very bright light. Lighthouse.
What's so funny?
What'd you say?
What's so funny?
Oh, that book tape you bought me from Boston. Hey, look at you. Who's the lucky lady? Don't tell me. The ever-lovely Veronica.
How about the ever-lovely Herbert T. Hargrove, cigar-smoking bore of the eastern seaboard, who wants to renegotiate our bank loan thanks to you lending money to every sad story in town on nothing but a handshake?
Thurgood, are you mad at me again, huh?
Of course I am, you crazy old man. Who's got to do all the running around, picking up supplies? Me, that's who. All because you're just too stubborn to go and get your driver's license renewed.
You know I can't pass that test without Mary's help. Why go and make a fool of myself?
I said I'd ask you the questions just like Mary did.
The answer's no.
Don't go ordering no ugly cups while I'm gone.
And you keep your eye on the road and off the girls. They are ugly.
Danny, I don't understand your cheating. And then this weekend, I was grading some of the essays you children wrote for Grandparents' Day. Yours was about fishing. Can you tell me how you got from there to pork chops? Did you write this? All right, Danny. Why don't you just read this to me and that'll be that, okay?
can't. Grandpa!
What is it?
I hate school. I'm never going back. No matter, tell Dad.
All right, what's her name?
Mrs. Norrell. She's new this year. Upstairs, second floor.
I don't have time for these little conferences, Meredith, and I'm going to tell her that.
Danny likes her a lot.
Yeah.
So be nice, okay?
Excuse me. Mrs. Norrell, I've got men I'm paying by the hour to get my crop in before the frost. Now, I don't understand what's so important my wife can't handle it.
What's so important is your son can't read, Mr. Dunmore. Please, sit down.
But he reads with his grandfather all the time.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I got him books for his birthday. He reads with Dad all the time.
But do you ever help him with his homework?
Yeah, I have. Not always, but...
Look, we work. We're not going to apologize for the time we have to spend earning a living.
Look, I know you don't want to hear this. Your son is one of my favorite students. Believe me, this is no fun for me either. What I'm trying to say is that Danny is not ready for the 4th grade. I don't know why his teacher passed him last year.
You're not going to put him back.
I don't want to. I mean, really, I don't.
You think he's that stupid?
No, I think he is that bright. And look how he's managed to fool everybody for so long. But the 4th grade is a turning point for these children. They have to build upon what they've already learned. And Danny isn't able to do that. That's what finally tripped him up.
Maybe he's having trouble paying attention. Danny always has trouble paying attention.
I don't think so. I think your son may have a learning disability. Now, look, I want to get him tested. If he does, and we catch it in time, we can put him in a special class.
Now, hold it! There's nothing wrong with my son. He is a terrific athlete. You should have been to that game Saturday. That kid pitched a 3-hit shutout. I mean, so what if he's no bookworm? I got C's, and I own my own business. I'm going back to work. Come on.
Mrs. Dunmore, please, just one more minute, please. Patrick's under a lot of pressure. He's worked forever for other people to own his own bogs. It's our make or break year. He really is a wonderful father.
Some men have a hard time with this. Believe me, it is not unusual.
Please don't put my son back into the 3rd grade. It'd kill him. These are his friends, the people he grew up with.
I know, but a social promotion is not going to take care of this problem. Danny's got to be tested. Can you get your husband to agree?
There's so much pride in the men in our family. I think Patrick's afraid it'd be a reflection on him if they found something wrong.
I understand, but my hands are tied unless I've got permission from both parents, because both of you signed the school admissions contract. But the school will do the testing for free.
There must be something I can do.
There is a place in Boston. It's excellent, but it is expensive.
I'll call you later. morning, Danny refused to go to school.
He did, huh?
And Patrick lets him ditch. He takes him out on the bogs with him. Oh, Dad, what am I going to do? He's got to be tested by a professional. What if this is something serious, like a brain tumor?
Calm down. That kid's healthy as a horse. Otherwise, he'd be having headaches or something.
Well, we'll never know because Patrick absolutely refuses to have him tested. Oh, Dad, I know you'd cut off your arm for that boy. Talk to Patrick. Swallow your pride.
It's not my place. I'm sorry.
I got the name of this hospital in Boston.
Boston?
I called them. It cost $1,200. I'll get it somehow.
I've got some saved. You're welcome to it.
Thanks, Dad. I'm not hitting you up for a loan. I need help with Patrick. I know I should stand up to him more than I do, but Patrick's not easy. He's not like you. He has all these layers. Please talk to him.
Meredith, you know, Patrick never listens to me.
Mrs. Norrell says that Danny has a good chance if we catch this thing early enough. For goodness sake, what kind of life is it if you can't read or write?
Oh, the color looks good in that batch, huh? See? The old man was right. The longer you wait, the better the color. Okay, let's get this empty out of the way.
Come
on, we got one last let to go. Come on.
How's it going, Patrick?
I hear the store's not enough, Pop. Gonna take up politics?
Well, I haven't made up my mind. What do you think?
Come on, Grandpa, do it. Uncle T says if you get to be one of the big shots, you can get us a new ballpark.
Not even elected. Already I'm being lobbied. You haven't told me what you think, Patrick.
Oh, you always do what you want to do, don't you?
Hey, Grandpa, what you doing here?
I come out here to ask you something real important, man to man.
What, Grandpa?
But if you don't tell me the truth, I can't help you.
I will.
Danny, do you ever feel like maybe there's something wrong inside your head?
Yeah.
Words play tricks with you, don't they?
Yeah. How do you know?
There's some things I know for sure. Like I know you're a smart boy.
But all the other kids can read. It must be dumb.
You're not dumb. Don't say that again, ever.
What's wrong with me?
I don't know. We'll find out.
You can fix it, can't you, Grandpa?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try, Danny.
You can fix anything.
Did Danny come in the store while I was out?
No, I haven't seen him today. So, when did you tell him you'd run?
Last night. How'd you know?
There's a couple of things about you haven't escaped my notice.
Like what?
Oh, like how much being a selectman might mean to you. How a little recognition in your senior years might not be so hard to take.
You don't know anything.
Well, I know. You have never passed up a good fight. In one of your other lives, you were probably a knight slaying dragons.
Yeah, but if I was a knight, what were you?
Oh, that's easy. The way you make me run all over, I must have been your horse.
Howdy.
All right.
Jim.
Benson.
Hey, hold it there.
He knows we're backing Mike. See him talking to that developer? Campaigning already. Hi, guys.
See you later, Jimmy. Hello, Thurgood.
Hello.
Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Pete, Jack.
We found out who they're putting up against you.
Who?
That banker. Benson.
Good opponent.
He's sharp. You must have got him scared. That's why they're putting up a big gun like that, huh? Which is why we gotta get right over to the printers. Which one do you like?
Where are my glasses?
Vote for Mike. He's Dunmore for Bryden.
Dunmore? Hey, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
What about mine?
I like Mike.
Work for Ike.
Can't argue with that.
Well, so choose.
Mine?
Mine.
Hey, you fellas have put me in a terrible spot. Like I gotta choose between steak and lobster. They're both so good. Got an idea. Let's put Link's genius to work to figure out a way to print them both, huh?
Hey, good idea, Mike.
I gotta get to the bank before closing.
Mike, the Taxpayers Association wants you to set the date for your debate with Benson.
Okay.
And we've got to get your picture taken tomorrow for the papers.
Now hold it. Come Thursday, I'm all yours, day and night. But tomorrow I have to make a little run to Boston.
Lost.
Yeah, finish some business.
But how you gonna get there?
Take a bus.
But you're gonna get lost.
Picker's working much better now, guys. Meredith,
Dad, what are you doing here so early?
Patrick left.
Yeah, they had a big freeze last night. He's out in the bogs.
I'm taking Danny.
To Boston?
I've got 1,200 right here. He's being tested at 2 o'clock.
Today?
Yeah.
I'm going with you.
No. Look, you better stay here. Let me take the blame. I'll say I told you we were going fishing.
But Dad,
Look, trust me, Meredith. This is important. I know what I'm doing.
Thank you.
You don't know what you're doing. You're gonna get lost.
Will you stop saying that?
You better let me drive.
What do I look like? Miss Daisy?
Who's got his license and who doesn't?
Go fetch a bucket of steam. We know what we're doing, don't we, Danny boy?
Sure, Grandpa. We take the bus to Boston and the,
Hard Square Terminal.
And then the whatchamacallit to Charles Street.
The T is for train. What color line? The red line.
Red, yeah.
Beautiful. You're gonna get lost.
So what's the difference between a fish and a piano?
you can't tune a fish.
What did the big toe say to the little toe?
Don't look now, but there's a heel following us. You know the difference between an elephant and a bunch of bananas?
No.
Remind me never to send you out for bananas. Grandpa, am I gonna have to get a shot?
No. They didn't say anything about shots. No, my guess is they're going to ask you a bunch of questions. Look at all the answers you already know, huh? I'll try again. Now, Danny, if you put your hand in your pocket and pulled out 75 cents, then you put your hand in your other pocket and pulled out 75 cents, what would you have?
Somebody else's pants. I love that joke. That's my favorite. You're so funny.
Hello.
Mr. Dunmore, this is Danny's teacher.
Ah, Mrs. Norrell. Yeah.
Your wife left a message. Danny has another earache. Is he all right?
No, I don't know anything about an earache.
Well, I wanted to send over some homework.
Well, Meredith's at the arts co-op right now. She's usually back by noon. I'll have her call you.
Oh, that'll be fine. I hope he's feeling better. Thank you.
All right. Bye. Hey, Danners?
Boston's so big.
Yeah. Hey, don't you worry.
There's so many people. Glad you know where to go.
Yeah. You just leave it to Grandpa. Would you be kind enough to tell us which way to the red line? Thank you. Well, I'm waiting, Annie boy.
Look at all those trains, Grandpa.
Patrick, what are you doing here? Your arm, what happened?
I had an accident.
Are you all right?
Just forget about it, will you?
Honey, are you hurt badly?
Where's Danny?
Patrick, you wouldn't listen.
Meredith, where is he?
Last stop. Last stop. We missed our station. Would you mind telling us if... Come on, Danny.
Where's the hospital, Grandpa? How do we get outside?
Don't you worry. We're doing just fine.
We're lost, aren't we?
Who, us? No. We're just taking the scenic route.
What are we gonna do, Grandpa?
Let me think. Let me think.
Mom always told me if I got lost to look for a policeman.
Come on. Thanks, fellas. You'll be rewarded in heaven for being nice to an old man and his grandson. Thank you. Well, Danny, we're here. All because of you. I told you you were smart. We have an appointment to see Dr. Myers in 602. Where are the elevators, please?
Around the corner.
Come on.
Danny Dunmore. D-U-N-M-O-R-E.
Patrick.
Dad!
Where have you been?
What's wrong with your arm?
We got lost, but we met two neat policemen.
Well, I'll explain everything while Danny's in with the doctor.
Danny's not seeing any doctors.
This is important.
To you.
For Danny!
Danny's my boy, and I'll decide what's right for him.
Now listen to me.
Come on, son.
No, Dad!
Come on.
Please! It was my fault! Grandpa was just trying to help! Grandpa!
Danny.
Grandpa!
Hush. Hush up.
Don't you worry, Danny.
Can't leave Grandpa.
Come on.
Danny Dunmore? Is Danny Dunmore here?
Right here, miss.
You're Danny Dunmore?
I'm his grandfather. But test me, please. You gotta test me because whatever he's got, I gave it to him.
Of course, well, don't worry about it. We can always reschedule.
Sap.
Right. Turpentine does come from sap. Okay. Name the man in history who first got an idea about electricity by flying a kite.
Ben Franklin.
You're doing very well, Mr. Dunmore. Can you arrange these blocks to form the same design as on the card? This one. I'm gonna say some numbers, and you tell them to me backwards. 5, 3, 7, 6.
6, 5, 3.
Which number's higher? 10 million or 3 billion?
3 billion.
Good. Okay. Can you read this?
Boy, something.
The boy went down to the river with his dog. And this one?
Grill.
No, that's grep.
Rep.
And last one. Echo. Okay, Mr. Dunmore. You're on the home stretch. Now we're gonna do some more vocabulary. Define obstinate.
My son.
Grandpa's gonna get my brain fixed.
Well, there's nothing wrong with your brain.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't.
Oh, Danners, don't you see that's what he wants you to think so that he can make it all right? I'm telling you the truth, son. I don't want you to get hurt. He's taken from me. You can't count on him.
Danny.
It's my fault. I should have...
Left it alone!
Well, I couldn't.
I love Danny just as much as you do. Don't you think I want what's best for him?
No! I think what you want is for him to be just like you. Well, he isn't. He can't read. There's something wrong with him, and you're just too afraid to admit it. Well, he's had to fail for us to recognize that there's a problem. I don't want my son going through his life thinking of himself as a failure. So go ahead, be mad at your father, be mad at me, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to save Danny. Danny!
Mr. Dunmore. Please sit down. Well, I've I've gone over your test results. You scored in the very superior range.
You're kidding.
Mm-mm. Your intelligence is well above average.
What's the matter with me? Why can't I read?
Mr. Dunmore, you have dyslexia, and I'm afraid it's pretty severe.
What's that?
Well, it's a learning disability that affects about 1 in every 7 people. It's not a disease. It's an invisible handicap. And a lot of people who have dyslexia are ashamed, and they keep it a secret.
So I'm not stupid.
No, or lazy, or crazy, or not trying. No. Those are other things dyslexics get accused of.
What causes it?
Well, we don't know yet. We have our theories. But it does run in families. It can be hereditary.
Oh, so if I have it, my grandson could have it.
Yeah.
Can it be fixed?
It can be helped, not cured.
Oh, what does my grandson have to do to be helped?
He can be taught to sound out words and eventually to read. But first he's got to be tested.
Well, that's not going to be easy.
Why?
Hey, by the way, what's a grip?
It's a word that tests how you sound out unknown words. Doesn't mean anything. We made it up.
Son of a gun.
Mr. Dunmore?
Hmm?
Your daughter-in-law called. She's going to meet your bus.
Okay. That's Danny's mother.
Why don't you ride with me? Station's on my way home. I'll give you a lift.
Who'd have thought there's a name for what I am besides stupid?
You are not alone. Some dyslexics suffer their whole lives thinking they're dumb. That's the tragedy.
Not Danny. I'll convince Patrick, Dr. Myers. Danny's gonna have it better. I spent my whole life being ashamed. I lied. My son, my grandson, everyone.
Well, you don't have to do that anymore.
Why?
You can explain you have a problem.
That won't cure my grandson.
Well, no, but...
So why tell him?
Well, I thought it'd be a relief for you to tell.
Dr. Myers, how can I make you understand? You see, I've been asked to run for selectman. That might not mean much to you, but nothing like this ever happened to me before. Nobody's wanted me for anything so important. But now they do. They want me. And I can do it. I've lived in Prideham all my life. I love those people. I could do a good job, but if they find out I can't read, can't even write much either, well, you know what'll happen.
But, Mr. Dunmore, you can learn how to read, too. We can help.
For me, it's too late, Dr. Myers. Look, I appreciate all you've done to help me with Danny, but I won't be coming back for help. I've got to keep my secret. I have no choice.
You do have a choice, Mr. Dunmore. You do.
So, Dad, did you find out anything?
Well, I met with this doctor, an expert. Very nice. I told her everything you told me. She said first Danny has to be tested. But in her professional opinion, he has something called dyslexia.
Oh, Dad.
Now, it's not as bad as it sounds. It has nothing to do with being smart. Einstein had it, and she told me. Now, he'll need special teaching, but he can learn to read. Please. Please.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but he's going to be fine. Just fine.
This is wonderful news and terrible news at the same time.
Point is, now that we know, we can fix it.
Yeah, but
But what?
We still have to convince Patrick. He'll never agree to having Danny tested.
Where is he?
What are you doing in my truck?
Patrick, I've come to ask you a favor. I've never asked a favor of you in my life. But you gotta do this. You gotta have Danny tested.
No, I gotta go home. I'll drop you off.
Patrick, I know what's wrong with the boy. He's got a learning problem. It's called...
Oh, the doctors never saw him, so how do you know?
Well, Look, I know that if he gets help with his reading, he can catch up with his class.
Oh, come on, Pop. I play it straight. You're always holding things back. Why don't you just tell me the truth if you know what that is?
There are things, so many things that I wanted to say to you, but I was scared. I mean, you go down one road and you can't turn around. It's not because you don't love your family. You love them so much you can't bear to hurt them, to shame them by... Am I making sense?
No.
Well, anyway, when it comes to Danny, you've got to take my word for it.
We both know what that's worth.
Patrick, it hasn't escaped my notice that you think I was a pretty poor excuse for a father. And I admit to making mistakes while you were growing up. But if you keep pretending that Danny has no problems, your boy's going to end up feeling the same way about you as you do about me.
I hope you're getting a big kick out of this. All my life you've been pulling the strings while I'm cutting them. From now on, mind your own business.
Have them tested. Prove me wrong. Oh, Mary. Why can't I get through to Patrick like you did? You gotta help me. How can I convince him?
How's your arm?
Oh, it's fine. Still a little tender, but...
Are you gonna go to work?
Yeah. Yeah, after I take Danny to school. I'm gonna sign those forms you wanted.
And have him tested?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't care how you did it. I don't care why you did it. All miracles gratefully accepted. Thank you.
Honey, it wasn't a miracle. It was Danny. I did it for Danny. Last night, Pop tried to tell me something. He couldn't get it out, whatever it was, but it was the first time he ever tried. This morning I was lying in bed. You'd already gotten up. I got lonely. Lonely like when I was a kid. At home, and there was always something going on behind closed doors that I wasn't a part of. And then it hit me. You saying that I shut you out. I've been doing to you and Danny what I hated Pop for doing to me. And that's the last thing I want, honey. So if our kid is so sure that there's something wrong, then I gotta listen and get it checked out. And God willing, handle it. If I ever clam up on you again, don't you ever let me get away with it, okay?
I begin to sprout wings. When you whisper, darling, can't you hear how my heart sings? Do you miss me tonight?
It was Mary's favorite song.
Yeah, I know. Mike, I dreamt about her last night.
You did?
Now, what do you suppose that meant?
That you miss her. Like I do. You know, sometimes I feel like all the life's been sucked out of me. I miss her hairpins on the sink. The two of you nagging me. One thing I can't do anything about. The nights. Nothing can change the nights. They seem to go on forever.
I know.
Thurgood, you're the best friend I ever had. But you know too much, you old coot.
I know what I know. And there's no need for nobody else to know.
You're smarter than all the rest. Why do you think I made you my campaign manager? You see, if I can win this selectman thing, maybe I find something to look forward to. You know, do something good. Leave this town a little better off. Come on, ask me something.
What's the capital of Montana?
That's not a debate question.
Good. You're paying attention.
How'd it go today?
Okay, except I have to be in another class for reading with 2 girls.
Lucky you.
Ugh.
Danny boy. You've been at it for 2 weeks. You'll be reading in no time. See, having dyslexia is not your fault.
And it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, the teacher told me. And you know what, Grandpa?
What?
She says when I can't think of the right word, it's because of my learning difference. And when Dad tells me 4 things to do, and I can't remember, it's not because I'm dumb. Isn't that great?
Yeah. And fish are smarter than us. They don't come out in the rain. Let's get in before it really pours. Danny, let me show you the new lures I bought you. They're beauties. Where did I put them?
Look at me, Grandpa. Hey, I can see with your glasses on. When I put on Mom's, I can't see a thing.
It goes off.
What's the matter?
These are not playthings. They cost a lot of money.
Sorry.
You sound like an old grump.
If I can see with your glasses on, maybe you don't need them anymore.
You better go home now. It's almost dark, and I'll show you those lures tomorrow, huh? And, oh, Danny, now that you're starting your new reading lessons, will you still be able to go campaigning with me next week? Huh?
Yeah, you can help me with my homework. You know, Grandpa, I'd never wear glasses if I didn't have to.
Well, let's hope you never have to, huh? Go home.
A little inside. Danny? Kind of worried about you. Seems to me you've stopped trying. Have you?
You guys think it's so easy.
Well, not me.
Well, Grandpa does. He said I'd be reading in no time.
You gotta give yourself a chance. No matter what anybody says. Need any more help from me?
No. Can we stop?
Hey, what's going on? You want to play ball with your old man anymore? Did I do something wrong?
No.
Used up all my guesses.
You don't yell at me anymore.
What?
You always used to yell at me. Clean up your room. Take out the trash. Now you and Mom act like I'm sick. Like when I get my earaches.
You're right, kiddo. You're absolutely right. Okay, little mister, you get up to that truck right now, you hear me? And when we get home, you're gonna clean up that pig pen you call a room, or I'm gonna tan your hide and hang it outside the barn so that the coyotes can rip the flesh from your bones, and I'll get you right here. I'll rip your flesh off right here.
You got me, you got me.
Yeah. You all right?
Yeah.
I'm not. You just worn your old man out. Bentley.
Dad.
What?
What's hereditary?
Where'd you hear that?
From my teacher. What's it mean?
Well, inherited, sort of. You know, stuff you get from your parents. Like the good looks that you got from me. You don't.
Hey, but you don't have dyslexia, do you?
No?
Does Mom?
No, why?
Never mind. Heads up!
Why, you? And he goes back. It's a pop fly to center field. Dunmore goes back. Back.
I got it!
Back.
You better make that the last one, Pete. Hey, look, there's Mike and Thurgood now. We gotta hurry.
Jack and Pete sure are working hard.
Why don't they ask me questions? I hate speeches. Sure is nice of you to drive us, though.
Consider this my campaign contribution, old man.
How you doing your homework, Danny?
I have to read the story.
Go ahead. We'll listen.
Bill and Jill want to bake some... What's that?
Gee, I can't read while I'm in a moving car. It makes me sick. You don't want me up chucking all over the place, do you?
Not in my car, you don't. Here, give me the book. Cookies.
I spoke to his teacher the other day. It's like he's given up.
Started off so well.
He did. He seemed so relieved not to have the pressures of his regular reading group. And his tutor said that Danny asked more questions about dyslexia than any student she'd ever had.
Then what happened?
Well, I was hoping you'd know. His test scores show he's way too bright not to be doing better. He doesn't do the homework. He forgets his books. Patrick and I sit down with him and he makes excuses. He's too tired. His eyes are sore. What do you think it is that got him so discouraged?
Well, I had the big debate on Saturday, but as soon as it's over, I'll take Danny fishing. I got him to tell me.
Why is it that I can always count on you?
Come on, everybody, here's the candidate everyone's voting for, Ernest Benson.
I'm Shane Dorian. On behalf of the Taxpayers Association, I'd like to welcome you here this afternoon to hear the candidates for selectman debate.
Yeah!
We've got Mike Dunmore.
Give it to him, Mike.
And Ernest Benson. We're going to start with Mike. Each candidate has 3 minutes to address our number one issue, growth.
Friends, neighbors, most of you know me, so what I think is no secret. You know, some folks figure if the shoe fits, you aren't allowing for growth. And others are sure the only thing that grows for the sake of growing has got to be a weed. I think our cape is busting out all over. We get 500,000 folks down here in summer. Now, the people who come here are important to us. We are the hosts. They are our guests. And they should feel welcome. So we've got to work together. Come up with a plan for everything, from quality water to waste disposal. Now, my idea is that first we've got to work together.
And increase tourism facilities should be our number one priority. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the quintessential difference between me and my opponent.
Now we'll go to the prepared questions. Since Ernest was last, Mike, you take the first question.
Yeah! Come on, guys! Come on!
Sorry, I can't read without glasses.
They're on your head, Mr. Dunmore.
Well, the typing, it's not very clear. I can't quite make it out. It's, the lights, I don't know what...
Just a minute. Excuse me, Mr. Moderator. I thought this was supposed to be a debate. How come we gotta hear a bunch of canned answers to questions the candidates have already seen?
Yeah, that's right. We got some tough questions we want answered.
Yeah, come on, open the floor! Open the floor!
Open the floor! Open the floor! Open the floor!
Let's hear it right here. Open the floor!
Open the floor!
Since the majority appear to want an open forum, so be it. Who's got a question for Mike?
I'd like to know where you stand on the proposal to change the building restrictions in the historical district.
Danny, wait! Come back! Danny! Danny! Danny, what is going on with you? I need you to talk to me. What is the matter?
Nothing. Leave me alone.
Danny? You all right? Huh?
Come here.
Hey, what's the big idea running out on your grandpa, huh? Come here, Danny boy. Give me a hug for good luck. Come here.
You lied to me. You can't read. You got what I've got. You're a big fat liar. I hate you. Liar! Liar!
Honey.
No!
Why didn't Mom tell me? Hmm? She helped Pop get away with it.
I don't think she had much choice. In those days, nobody knew anything about dyslexia. If you couldn't read, you were dumb. You couldn't get a job. They were both scared.
Pop talked about that.
I mean, do you think the bank would have lent your father money to open his store if they knew he couldn't read? Or people would come in and ask him for advice? He built that business on friendship.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about telling a bank. Why didn't he tell me? Me.
Honey, you were a kid. You think that your father would risk you being ashamed of him? And I bet he was terrified of getting caught.
I know. But still, I can't help it. My own father doesn't tell me he can't read. Why didn't he at least tell me when I was older?
I don't know.
Now I understand why he's guarding his secret. Let me think he liked everybody better than me. I could never figure out why he would promise me he was coming home and then stay day and night at the store.
He had to. He was handicapped. Just think how long it takes Danny even to write a few words. Your father had to make change, take inventory, read labels.
Yeah, read. I was always after him to read to me. I mean, a couple of times he couldn't get out of it. I mean, now I know he was looking at the pictures and making the whole thing up, but then it was so confusing. You take Goldilocks and the Three Bears, huh? He would say, once upon a time, there was a little girl with long yellow curls, and that's why everyone called her Blondie. Yeah.
Blondie?
Anyway, he would go on and say that Blondie would be taking a hike in the woods, and she would get caught by the big bad bears and made a slave. Only she was a lousy housekeeper because she kept breaking up the furniture. And then he would say she made mashed potatoes for their dinner. I mean, whatever came into his head. Of course, you know, I would go and tell this to the other kids, and naturally I was an idiot.
I love you. You think you can forgive him?
Hey, Danny! I found those lures I bought you. Want to try them out? I stopped by your house and I got your gear. I didn't mean to hurt you. I was trying to help, but I guess I let my pride get in the way, but I'm sorry, Danny. Please believe me.
Go away!
Hey, Danny, come on. Let's go fishing. Here's your pole, and we can talk.
You lied! You said there's nothing to be ashamed of, but you're ashamed. That's why you don't want anybody to know that you've got it. I hate you, Grandpa! I never want to see you again! You're a big fat liar!
Welcome you to the Pride of Election rally and to introduce to you our town's next selectman, your friend and mine, Mike Dunmore!
First, I want to thank my family for their support. My campaign team, Pete, Jack, Link, those guys worked hard to take me this far. And a special thanks to my campaign manager and my best friend, Thurgood Carver.
Good work!
You all believed in me. Some of you are planning on voting for me.
Yeah! Come on, Mike! Mike!
Stop! But first, there's something I must tell you. A man who runs for office must be honest in the way he represents the people who trusted him. And I have been living a lie. I'm a fraud. I have a disability I should have told you about. I owed it to you. This disability, they call it an invisible handicap because it's something you can't see. But it's crippled me all my life. What it is I can't read. I can't really write either. It sure isn't by choice, I'll tell you that much. You see, I found out I have this thing called dyslexia. I was born with it. For over 50 years, I've been ashamed. I kept it a secret, sort of the family secret, because it hurt everybody I loved. And it took someone with much more courage than I have, someone who I love very much, to show me that shame wasn't having the trouble reading, but not having the guts to admit it.
So as much as I hate to throw the election to Benson, the only right thing for me to do is drop out of this race.
Hold it, Mike. Look, I know a little something about being handicapped. Now, 3 years ago when I had my accident, I didn't think I could go on being a grower. But my friends stuck by me. They helped me out. And you were one of them. And now we're gonna stick by you.
Yeah, Mike, you didn't join this race just to line your pockets. I mean, you love Prydom. You belong here. We don't want to vote for Benson. You have to run.
Pete's right. You spent your whole life listening to people's problems. You know what's best for this town, and you know how to get things done. We need you. Yeah.
Besides, old man, you're the one who always says he likes a good fight. So you gotta beat Benson. You're not gonna let the developers take over this town without a fight, are you?
Come on, Pop. You got my vote.
I love you, Grandpa. We're gonna win, Grandpa.
Sure we are.
Thanks for the rod, Pop.
I owe you that one, son.
Okay, Danners, that's enough fishing. Time to hit the books.
Hey, wait a second. That's my old book.
Oh, not that again.
Oh, Mom, this book's for little kids.
Read.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Yeah, Pop. Goldilocks, not Blondie.
Once there were three bears, and they lived in a small house in the woods.
I got that part right. Go ahead.
One day, they went for a walk while their porridge cooled.
Now hold it. Porridge, was it?
Yeah, porridge, not mashed potatoes.
Hold on, Danny, look at that picture. Could be mashed potatoes.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be mashed potatoes.
Go ahead, Danny.
Inside the cottage, a log fire was burning brightly, and a table was laid for breakfast with 3 bowls of steaming porridge.